Hello, hello. Pete's Packs back with another Secret Lair Sunday. Today we're doing the Monster Movie Marathon. So, I don't exactly remember when this came out. Um, I think it was actually in 2021, not 2022. But I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. I believe it coincided with the release of um, Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt, which would put it somewhere in 2021. Um, might have been like the August release. Um, really keep better track of that. But we have 4 of Monster Movie Marathon. So let's start with what our promos are. So first promo is an island. Island 555. Okay. And as we see, Dismember is the top card. Let's see. Then we have another island, which is 554. Then a Rogue's Passage, which is notably not an island. And then our last promo is a swamp. A swamp 556. So bring all of that in frame. We have 2 islands that are different, a swamp, and Rogue's Passage. This looks like a schematic Rogue's Passage. All of which, of course, are foils. Swamp is this interesting one with what look to be demons or gargoyles or something along those lines. Climbing some kind of monument, possibly a throne. There's the Rogue's Passage, which has someone walking through it, and then some kind of schematics. We have an island with several flying ships. It's interesting. And the last one is an island that appears to be made of books. That is really cool. So those are our promos. And this is before they switched off of that extra sticky glue. So that's a thing. Now, based on the front card and what I vaguely remember from it, plus the name, I believe these are all intended to look like monster movie posters from like the 20s through the 60s. I guess maybe through the 80s. Reminds me more of the ones from the 30s and 40s. But this is more indicative of the 80s and 90s when they started having a rating system. Well, I guess the rating systems predate that, but the standardized rating system like this was more in the late 80s, early 90s. So since these do have the issue of the adhesive on them, I am going to open them all before I start going through them so we don't get adhesive on anything. I'm going to be sleeving them up anyway, so might as well. Move the promos off to the side. So down in the comments, leave what your favorite classic movie poster is. It doesn't have to be horror or suspense or anything like that, but if it is, that's fine too. Trying to think of what my favorite movie poster of all time is. I think it would probably have to be either Amadeus or Metropolis or Brazil. One of those four. All right, so let's go through what we have. So first off, we have Dismember. Followed by Blasphemous Act. That's really cool. Oh, I just noticed that. So the 18 on there is actually the mana cost. That's neat. I didn't notice that at first. Beast Within. That reminds me of one of the early Swamp Thing or Creature from the Black Lagoon, maybe? I'm trying to think of what poster that reminds me of. And Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah. That reminds me of, I think, Curse of the Mummy, the original poster, or one of the posters for that. Yeah. Overall, very cool. Doesn't really look like magic, but that's okay. I mean, these are just wicked cool. Even if they don't entirely fit within the flavor of magic. I also just love old movie posters. I'm an even bigger fan of old war propaganda posters. Um, for a while, I used to collect them. Since sold most of my collection of those, but I still have a few here and there. and like old pinup advertisements. Another thing that I really like. These definitely fit in the flavor um, old horror movie posters. And yeah, so overall, good secret lair. It's a little bit of a bummer that it's only 4 cards. Would have been nice if it was 5. You know, even if it was, even if there was a card like Terror or something along those lines. But still, very cool overall. And some overall pretty useful cards. In Grafdigger's Cage, I use all the time, um, especially in Modern. And if I remember correctly, I have it in my sideboard for a couple of my Pioneer decks. So these will definitely see play. And I believe 2 of my Legacy decks have Grafdigger's Cage on the sideboard. So these will be nice replacements for the regular ones. Beast Within, I think I have in 1 or 2 sideboards. Blasphemous Act I haven't played in quite a while, but Dismember is in almost every Legacy sideboard that I have. And it's in quite a few Modern sideboards as well. So overall, a very cool secret lair that will definitely see play. So as always, thank you for joining me on this adventure. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.